You guys, let me see your feet.
Show me your feet, Jared.
See, one says MVP, and the other one just says Mahomes.
The other one says future 15 MVPs, probably.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome.
Oh, sorry. Say it again. I ruined this. Take two.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Man Chat. I hope you can see it. We didn't really frame this that well. I'm Jared Haibon.
And I'm Tanner Tolbert.
And we're wearing our favorite jerseys.
MVP. Old MVP. Old news.
You guys see a lot of us with our wives, you with the kids.
Yeah, every once in a while, I like to still talk about sports, not babies all day. No offense to my kids. When me and Jared get together, we don't talk about FabFitFun boxes all day.
Not every day.
We like to talk sports mainly.
Yeah, most days are FabFitFun, but sometimes we are allowed to get our man card back from our wives.
One day a week.
For like an hour.
Yeah.
So today we're going to be talking about the NFL.
Perfect.
Which is what we love talking about.
Yeah.
I came up with 10 questions to ask you.
And I'm going to answer all these questions as unbiased as possible. Jared texted them to me yesterday, so I prepared my answers here.
Yeah. I have some rebuttals as well. 10 questions with Tanner Tolbert.
Tanner Tolbert?
He doesn't even know my last name. Tolbert.
10 questions with Tanner Tolbert.
There you go. Question one.
I'll ask. I'm the host here, all right?
I know my role.
Question number one. In order, rank your top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL right now.
Key word in that operative is right now.
Why?
I'm not going to answer this historically. It pains me to admit this. Tom Brady is the GOAT.
You're saying Tom Brady is number 1 in the NFL right now?
No, I said it pains me to say that Tom Brady is the GOAT of all time, but you said right now. And the answer is easy. It's Mahomes. I think if you don't say that, you're lying to yourself. 5,000 yards, 50 touchdowns, and here in year 2, proving that it wasn't a fluke. He's well on his way,
we're 4 games in.
Leading the MVP race through 4 games, quarter of the season. I think he's number 1 on my list, and I think he will be for the next decade.
All right, who you got number 2?
This guy. I put Tom Brady number 2. And he's doing it better now than he did in his mid-30s.
I know. By the way, this video is not brought to you by Propel.
Unless they want to sponsor us.
Which we're all ears.
What Brady's doing is unbelievable at 42. I don't know what this TB12 and all this crazy stuff he does, but he looks great. He is still putting up huge numbers, and his personnel around him is changing year after year.
It's a revolving door at wide receiver, running back.
And it doesn't matter. I used to try to say Tom wasn't that good. It was the system. It was Bill. But at some point I caved, and I have to admit, and he's still my number 2 quarterback.
What's your opinion about that? Is it more Belichick or is it more Brady for the entire dynasty over this past 20 years?
Last 20 years.
20 years total.
I think Belichick is more important to all the winning. I truly do. I think there have been many good quarterbacks to come in and out of the league over the years, and Tom Brady is one of them. But I think the gap between Belichick and the rest of his peers in the coaching.
We're going to get to that. We have a question about coaching.
Okay.
Don't step on the questions here.
Number 2, Tom Brady.
Okay, number 3.
This is a weird question right now because Drew Brees is hurt, but I'm going with Drew Brees.
Okay.
He was second MVP race last year. He unfortunately got hurt early on, but will be back. Old man Rivers still getting it done. Drew's number 3 on my list.
Do you think that he's any way overrated a little bit from the fact that he plays indoors, I think, at least 10 games out of the year over the course of his career?
Yeah, but you have to play the cards you're dealt. But is Tom Brady overrated because he has Belichick as his coach? Maybe.
It's a fair question.
What's a bigger advantage, having Belichick or having playing indoors? I don't know.
No.
But I still think if you had to pick a quarterback, he's number 3 on my list.
All right, number 4.
Number 4 on my list.
Should be pretty easy.
Easy.
And there's a guy that hasn't been named yet.
I don't know if I'm going to name. I don't know who you're talking about. I'm not sure I'm going to name him. Number 4 on my list is Deshaun Watson.
So you think Deshaun Watson's better right now than Aaron Rodgers?
Yes. Aaron Rodgers is who I thought you were going to talk about. Aaron Rodgers is not on my top 5 list. I'm not sure he'd be in my top 5.
You're telling me that Aaron Rodgers is not a top 5 NFL quarterback?
No, sir. Coming into the season, over his last 49 games, Aaron Rodgers was 24, 24, and 1. That is a 500 quarterback, 8-8 average per year. He hasn't won in years.
Do you want to hear his defensive rankings? His defense always sucked.
Deshaun Watson puts his team into the winning chance every single week.
All right, so Deshaun Watson, number 4.
I would take him over Rodgers, yeah. And 5, I'm going with Russell Wilson. He isn't flashy. He doesn't put up the gaudy numbers, but he's the most efficient quarterback over the last couple years. Russell Wilson is the model of efficiency.
He's a winner.
He is.
He's just always a winner. My top 5, Mahomes, number 1.
Oh, my goodness.
You got to give it to him. I mean, objectively, Mahomes is the best quarterback in the NFL right now.
Put your feelings aside. the love for Tom Brady aside, if the Chiefs offered Mahomes for Brady, you would take it?
No, just because of my Tom Brady bobo-ness, if that's a word. I'm wearing Tom Brady socks, a Tom Brady jersey. I'm living or dying with Tom Brady. So Mahomes number 1, Brady obviously number 2.
We agree on that. Mahomes 1, Brady 2.
See, my list, 3, Rodgers. I think he's an undeniable talent.
But I don't put Rodgers anywhere near my top 5.
That's insane. Number 4, Russell Wilson.
Okay.
Wilson, he's just a winner, man. I love Russell Wilson. Number 5, Deshaun Watson. I think he's just up and coming. All right, number 2. Top 5 in order, top 5 coaches in the NFL.
Bill Belichick is head and shoulders above his peers, has proven to be that way for years and years. What he does on both sides of the ball is unbelievable. What he does defensively to some of these great offenses, how he takes their options away, it's proven to be successful year in, year out. You have to give him number 1. Number 2 for me, Sean McVay. I think if there's any person in the NFL that has what Belichick has, just that, it's almost like they intimidate the coaches across the other sidelines from him. They are head and shoulders, just X's and O's. I'm putting McVay number 2. I see your face there. You're not agreeing with the McVay.
No, I don't agree with McVay. They were asking Sean McVay why they struggled and only put 3 points up in the Super Bowl against the Patriots last year. And he said, well, they played a lot of man all year and they switched to zone and we just weren't really ready for that. So you're telling me that for 2 weeks in preparation, you didn't plan that the Patriots, I don't know, might play zone every once in a while?
Number 3 for me, Sean Payton.
Yeah.
I wanted to put my man Andy Reid here.
Yeah, that's weird.
But
Sean Payton over Andy Reid.
He's got a ring. You see what Sean Payton is doing even this year when Drew Brees has got hurt. I think he has what it takes on both sides of the ball. He's got a dominant offense and a dominant defense, which not many coaches in the NFL can say. I think those are my top 3, and I think there's a gap to number 4.
Well, who's number 4?
I'm going with Andy Reid, though. So I think he's a great coach. He's proven to be for a long period of time. Consistently good on offense, has some time management issues.
Tough with clock management, man.
Defense issues, but every year he's getting to that second round of the playoffs, so he's perennially there.
Yep.
Hoping he can, for Homer reasons,
get over that hump.
So he's number 4 for me.
Number 5.
Number 5, I went with Pete Carroll, and I was surprised myself. I was going through the list of all the teams, and frankly, I think the NFL coaching list is a little weak right now.
It sucks.
Pete Carroll, when you really looked at his resume, every year he's good, and he has done it with good offenses, weak offenses, good defenses. I mean, he's done it a zillion different ways. Players seem to love him. I think that's what it all comes down to with him. He's a player's coach, and it just seems to work for him. So I'm going Pete Carroll to round out my top 5.
All right.
An honorable mention for me is Frank Reich, though, for the Colts.
He's doing a great job this year.
He's not a sexy name. He's not someone that people are going to think of because the Colts have never been that national powerhouse, but he does a lot with a little, and I think he's building something pretty strong there.
And you have Andrew Luck retire in the 3rd week of the preseason. You have to go to Jacoby Brissett, and what are they, 2-2, 3-2 right now?
That doesn't faze him.
All right, top 5 for me. Number 1, Bill Belichick. It's not even close. And that's why one of the reasons why I wanted to ask this question. Competition is not where it used to be, right. And I'm curious why that is. Yeah. It's very top-heavy, and I've come to realize it's not the quarterbacking, even though it's a quarterback-driven league, it's the coaching. Because when you look at the top 5 quarterbacks in the league, Tom Brady's not even number 1 in both our lists right now. Right. And as much as I love this man, I mean, Patrick Mahomes is so good, but Brady has his peers, right? Because you can put Rodgers in there. You can put Mahomes. You can make an argument for Brees. Right. Like, there's other people that are at Brady's level, but then you go to the coaching side and we list the top 5 coaches in the league. It's Bill Belichick, and then it's everybody else.
Right. There's not a peer.
There's no peer for Belichick. For the 20 years of the dynasty of the Patriots, I'm a firm believer. It's 50% Brady, it's 52% Belichick, because they wouldn't be able to do what they've done without one another.
So I've got a question.
But
end of this year, one of them has to go. Let's say theoretically there's beef between them. As a Patriots fan, who are you choosing to keep the team going down whatever road? Brady for another couple of years, Belichick for another few years.
It's so tough, man. My head wants to go with Belichick, but my heart wants to go to Brady.
I think your head's right.
If I'm looking for the longevity of the franchise and going for the future, of course I want Belichick to pick the next quarterback. I want Belichick to set up the team for whoever the next head coach is, Josh McDaniels, or if they bring somebody else in. I don't know what direction the franchise is going, because this team, the Patriots team right now, is so set up to win right now.
True.
Defense, the offense, Brady at his age, everything is set up for right now. They don't really have a plan for the future.
Side note, Brady and Belichick both kiss their kids in the mouth. Weird.
Hey, to each their own, you know?
That's the winning recipe in New England.
Oh, there it is.
Mouth kisser.
Now you're just like Tom Brady. You should be happy. You want to wear this jersey? Number 2, Pete Carroll.
He's high on your list. I was surprised I put him in my top 5.
I think he gets the best out of his players, which is the job of a head coach.
Sure.
So since the Legion of Boom, I feel like there hasn't been a lot of talent around the defense, and Russell Wilson, like Jermaine Kearse or Tyler Lockett, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what those guys are. So I think Pete Carroll is really good. Number 3, Sean Payton. Just because, here's the thing, I think Sean Payton and Andy Reid are really interchangeable, but Sean Payton has the ring. I also think that Sean Payton has underachieved so much.
He could have a few more rings.
He should. Yeah. They've been to 1 Super Bowl. They have Drew Brees in the NFC.
And they've had great defenses to go along with them.
Yeah. They should have won. I mean, obviously last year was the biggest example of them. He should have been in the Super Bowl.
He needs another one for his legacy there.
I agree. Because I think a lot of years, there's been years where they missed the playoffs. Yeah. I understand that the NFC is deeper than the AFC, but I don't know. They've missed the playoffs with some really crap. Like the NFC has some crappy teams that have made the playoffs over the past 5 years.
Number 4 for you.
Number 4, Andy Reid, obviously.
Okay. So
good coach.
3 and 4 were the same. Peyton at 3. Andy
Yeah,
Reid at 4.
consistent, good coach, just bad clock management. And then number 5, John Harbaugh.
So no McVay on your list.
No, I think McVay still has a lot to prove with me. He's got a lot to prove for me. I think John Harbaugh, again, a steady coach, probably underachieving, but he also had Joe Flacco. Now he's kind of have a little bit of a resurgence with Lamar Jackson. We'll see what that happens. Plus, Baltimore every year seems like have an awesome defense.
Yeah.
I got to give him credit for that one. All right, moving on. Question number 3. What are your overall thoughts on the Antonio Brown situation, and do you think he'll ever play in the NFL again?
Antonio who?
Antonio Brown.
Oh, Antonio Clown.
Dad joke over here.
That is a good joke. I am not a fan of Antonio Clown at all. I think he should never play in the NFL again for multiple reasons. I think he's got his own issues he needs to work out. I think at the beginning of the season, Antonio Brown was done with football. I think he wanted to build himself as a brand, and that's been the only thing on his mind. He's enjoyed the circus sideshow more than he's enjoying playing football anymore. It
was tough when Antonio Brown was with the Patriots because I was watching the game with Ashley when he scored against Miami. And it was one of those moments where the Patriots scored, but then you realize it's Antonio Brown. So you're like, yeah! Oh, God, it's hard. It was hard to root for that guy.
The whole Raiders debacle, he just screwed over that franchise and basically stole 2 draft picks from him.
Yeah, the Raiders situation left a bad taste in my mouth. When the Patriots signed him, I was not upset about it, but not happy about it. I just kind of wanted to see the way it played out.
If he's exonerated from all these sexual assault charges, obviously that needs to get handled first. If he's exonerated from that, is found not guilty, do you think he's on the roster week 1 next season?
Probably. Because the NFL always takes people back.
See, I don't. I think we'll flip on my TV. He'll have his own show on E! or ESPN. You know, some network will pick him up for some reality
About
show.
his frozen feet.
Yeah.
All right, number 4. Besides the Chiefs and the Patriots, who do you think is a real contender and could represent the AFC in the Super Bowl this year?
2 teams that come to mind. First one may be a little surprising. I think the Ravens. They play the Chiefs tough every year. Yeah, if Lamar Jackson continues to improve as a passer, I think that's a team that could be either the Chiefs or the Patriots, if the ball bounces their way. But I'm going to go with the Texans overall.
Okay.
The reasons we talked about earlier, I think Deshaun Watson is the top 5 quarterback in the league for me. They have the offense to hang with both teams. Because in the AFC, the Chiefs are going to put up 30, the Pats can put up 30. You need an offense to be able to do that.
Another surprise team I'll throw at you, the Buffalo Bills. 4-1, and listen, Josh Allen, give me a break. But their defense is legit. Number 5, give me your top 5 teams in the NFL right now. List them.
Pats number 1, Chiefs number 2, Saints number 3. I put the Cowboys number 4, and Seattle number 5.
Okay, I have Patriots number 1, obviously.
And I hate to admit that, but they're the winner. They won last year. They win every year. Until they're unseeded, you have to put them there.
And I think the defense is the difference right now. Yeah. Patriots number 1, Chiefs number 2. I have the Saints number 3 just because of what they're doing with Teddy Bridgewater. Number 4, I have the Packers because I just think...
Man, you're high on Rodgers.
I'm high on Rodgers. Rodgers is the type of quarterback right now that he's due.
I think the Packers could miss the playoffs this year.
See, I think the Packers could be in the Super Bowl. The Patriots, the Chiefs, the Saints, the Packers.
Let's make a side bet right now. We'll do something embarrassing. They don't make it to round 2 of the playoffs in the NFC.
Round 2?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll bet that.
Yeah.
What are we betting?
I don't know. We'll answer in the comments below.
Yeah, what should Tanner and I bet on this? The Packers, so you're saying they won't even make it into the divisional round?
Correct.
They will not be the top 4 in the NFC.
Yeah, they won't make it to that point.
I like that. And number 5, Cowboys. Cowboys are good. I don't know. I think the NFC's weak this year, man.
But they've got, it's kind of, there's a bunch of middle tier teams.
Because I think Seattle could be there.
Can't count out the Rams yet.
You can count out the Rams. All right, number 6. If you had to pick one of these quarterbacks to start a franchise going forward, who are you taking? Jared Goff, Carson Wentz, or Jimmy Garoppolo?
That's easy for me. I'm going Wentz. Wentz has proven to have the big game.
Really? Because I remember Philadelphia winning a Super Bowl with Nick Foles.
I just think he's the only one that has it. The only one that has that superstar capability. I think Goff is a game manager. I think Jimmy G is overrated. I think he flourished under the Patriot system, and I think that he will be an okay quarterback. I think we're gonna look up every year, and Jimmy G is gonna be 9-7 every year, win a playoff game here and there. But I just don't see him being dynamic enough to hang with the Bradys, the Mahomes, even the Rodgers, for that fact.
So you don't buy that Garoppolo's a winner?
If you count 9-7 as a winner, sure.
But I think he's like 11-3 as a starter so far. I don't know. And he's 49ers 3-0 right now. I'm picking Jimmy G because I think that he's got what you were talking about, that it factor.
He is handsome, though.
Very handsome man. Question number 7. What was the most crushing Chiefs loss you've ever had to endure? And if it was the Patriots AFC Championship game, give me your second.
I mean, that was painful because it was last year and because I had to watch with you.
And you guys really thought you were going to win that game.
There's 3 cold losses throughout my life that stick out. All in the playoffs.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Ugh.
Damn it, Jared.
Continue.
Don't put it on the wood either. Hey.
There's 3 Colts losses that stick out from different stages of my life.
I remember that comeback, the one that Andrew Luck beat you guys. It's almost as bad as 28-3.
If I had to pick one other, I was young. I was like 8 years old. 1995 is the Lynn Elliott game. Lynn Elliott was like 24 of 25 on the season. Lynn Elliott is our kicker. He missed 1 field goal all season long. We ended up losing this game 10-7. It was cold at Arrowhead. I was there. It was one of the first games I can remember. The Chiefs had home field advantage. We were like supposed to go to the Super Bowl.
What year was this?
1995. We lost 10-7. Lynn Elliott missed 1 all year, ended up missing from like 35, 39, and then missed a game tire at 42. Missed 3 field goals, and we lost the game by 3.
Rough game. Did you cry last year? You can be honest.
Yes.
Did you cry when the Patriots won?
Yes. After you left.
Great. Who would be the first coach?
You guys didn't watch it together.
Oh, no, we didn't watch.
No, I was going to let it go.
Yeah, no, we watched the other one. Yeah.
Number 8. Who will be the first coach fired this year?
It's got to be Jay Gruden. He has lost complete control of the Redskins. I think Daniel Snyder is making moves from his ivory tower. Jay Gruden doesn't know what's going on. He doesn't even know what quarterback he's starting week to week. He's getting told what to do. I think he's lost respect of the team. I think Jay Gruden's easily the first coach to be gone.
Number 9. Who should be the first coach fired this year?
Jay Gruden. No. I think the first coach who should be fired, this won't happen because he was just hired, but I think Adam Gase. I don't think Adam Gase is a good football coach.
I agree with you.
I think he should never have been hired in the first place. He is making terrible decisions. He doesn't put his players in position to win. He's never been a winner. He looked good as a coordinator way back in Denver with Peyton Manning, and that's like his calling card. I made Peyton Manning look good. Well, that's a pretty easy job to do.
Yeah, duh. I have 2 answers. One, Freddie Kitchens, Cleveland. I think he has no idea what the hell he's doing.
It's been a rough start for old Freddie.
Listening to that guy in his post-game interviews.
Yeah, doesn't have it.
And he just exemplifies a guy that I just feel like doesn't know what the hell he's doing. Number 2, this guy should be fired. I don't know if he will be. Dan Quinn. I mean, what has the Atlanta Falcons done since 28-3?
Yeah.
They were in field goal range with 4 minutes to go, up 8 points. The game is over if you run and have Matt Bryan kick whatever it was, like a 45-yard field goal.
He hasn't made some bad mistakes.
Atlanta's done nothing since.
All right. They're just like that regular season good team.
They're not even good. When they made the playoffs, I think in 2017, they missed the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
And this year, I think they're like 1-4.
Are they?
I don't know. Falcons, let's see what their record is. Yeah, the Falcons are 1-4. All right, question number 10, final question. Do you like the new replay rule, the ability to replay pass interference? And if you do like it, explain it. If you don't, explain.
I do. I err on the side. I want whatever happened on the field to be correct. So I think in theory that I like the fact that it can be reviewed. However, I don't like how the reviewable process gets taken care of. I don't like that the guy in the field has to go to a booth, take all this time, talking to the coaches. It drags it out too long.
Takes way too long.
I'm actually in favor of them being able to challenge more things than they currently can, get the play right as close to 100% of the time as possible, but have another ref who's in the booth who can just make the call quickly.
I don't think that pass interference should be replayed. And then, but I will say,
Saints fans last year.
Yeah, but that's the whole point. Like, sorry, the ref should have got it right on the field. And I understand that human error is a part of the game, and I also understand that people watching want to get it right, but at the same time, pass interference is such a subjective call. I mean, the Packers fans, talk to the Packers fans last Thursday night, who'd they play? The Eagles. Where it was like down the sideline, clear pass interference, wasn't called. Yeah. The Packers challenged it, but I understand that the NFL is not going to overturn it unless it's egregious, which I actually like how they're implementing it because they've been pretty consistent with that.
It has. It needs to be very blatant.
It needs to be the Saints play last year. Right. It's exactly what it's going to be. But the problem is, what I'm nervous about is all of a sudden here come the playoffs, and then in a big game, down in the fourth quarter, there's a pass interference that doesn't get called. You challenge it. It is technically pass interference by the letter of the law, but the NFL is not going to overturn it because it's not egregious. That team loses, and then all of a sudden, those fans are going to lose it, which I don't blame them because they're saying, well, why is the rule here if you're not going to utilize it? I don't like it because it opens up a can of worms. Wait until Tyreek Hill gets held by Stephon Gilmore down the sidelines, doesn't get called. The Chiefs challenge it, and it's not overturned because it's not egregious. But then you watch the replay, and you're like, that is pass interference. And it's like, well, yeah. Well, that will do it for our first ever Man Chat. I'm Jared Haibon.
I'm Tanner Tolbert.
And let us know in the comments how much we suck today.
And let us know what we should bet on that Rodgers bet. Comment below, like the video, because Jared's a nice guy. See ya.
And Tom Brady's the GOAT. That was fun.
Yeah, that was fun.
I don't know how to stop it. Hey, Ash.